What is going on, everybody? We're here. We're live. It is the last Sunday of the month. It goes by quick, doesn't it? Just snap your fingers and we're already done with July. I felt like I was just talking about how we're halfway done with the entire year of 2025 by the time we got to July. And here we are. July's almost freaking done. Feels like it was just 4th of July. But that's how it goes. And as you guys know, we do a special stream over here on RK Outpost Live every last Sunday of the month. At least it's the last Sunday. Sometimes life gets in the way. Sometimes things happen. But here we are. We've got some of the people that have supported me for a long time, top tier supporters over on YouTube, over on Patreon, or over on Rumble. And I don't know. It might be a light show today. You never know what people have going on the weekend. You never can predict. It might be a light show, but we'll see who comes in. We'll see who comes in. Real quick, let's say hi to Patrick Bowser. Noons is here. Luke UK or Luke Ook, I don't know. Brandon Day, Liam Neeson's Chin, Mazit Wizard, Vincent, says Leighton Pedro. That's right. Biggles Mets is in the chat. Okafern, it's an original intro, nothing special. No, it's not special at all. Toy Mafia. Scurf of yesterday, leave kids alone. Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody. But we might as well. I saw him in the chat. You guys saw him in the chat. He's been here for like 5 years. It's kind of crazy. Biggles Mets. What's up, Biggles?
What's up, Ryan? Yeah, I've been here forever. It was like the day after MLB The Show came out. I was trolling Ripa. And he's like, you guys are going to like this guy. And he rated Ryan. The rest is history. And I think he was cussing out Mario Kart. And yeah,
Is that how it happened?
Yeah, man. I was trolling Ripa saying, man, you suck at this game. Just because I've been trolling Ripa for like 4 or 5 years by then. And
damn.
He was playing the show and I was like, man, you suck at this game, because he just missed a perfect and it was an easy out, and I was like, you suck. Like, just trolling him. And he's like, all right, I'm going to go on this. Fuck this game. This is my friend Ryan. You guys are going to love him. And the rest is history, you know. So
Right, MLB The Show's in fucking infuriating game.
Oh, it's not fun this year or last year. So this is the second year without it, and I want to play baseball. So I played like 4 or 5 years ago's game for a little bit.
There you go. Well, Biggles is here. We've also got John Getz Gaming. What's up, John? How you doing?
Hey, my game was always Madden that I would get pissed at because the difficulty settings are bullshit in that game. It just makes your offensive line suck whenever you turn it up. And all your receivers start dropping passes randomly. It's like, you're not making the defense any better. You're just making my guys fucking retarded.
Bro, way back in the day, like Madden 98 or something. Bro, when I used to like play against different people, like my friends or whatever, I'd fuck with the sliders. You know what I mean? Just turn pass interference calls like completely down. Just tackle wide receivers before they get the ball.
Oh my God.
Shit like that. Way back in the day. Back when I was like, oh my God, look at how amazing this looks. This looks almost like real life. And it was just NFL, like a bunch of trapezoids that were supposed to be Randy Moss, you know?
I remember I had NFL Game Day like 2000 or something back on the PS1, and you would score, and like one of the touchdown celebrations is like the guy would stand on his finger and just like spin like he was fucking breakdancing, and it was like a physically impossible thing. It just looked ridiculous.
Is that in Madden or in like NFL Blitz or
there was a series called Game Day. Yeah,
Game Day.
Was,
I thought you were talking about Madden.
No, there were a few of them back in the day before they got that exclusive license, because you had 2K, Game Day, and then you also had Madden as like the official ones. And then, yeah, Blitz was like the over the top, like just tackle everybody before the ball's even thrown. Slam them down like fucking wrestling style.
Yeah, I played Game Day over the other ones. I thought Game Day was the best one.
I remember it had like old Steve Young in there because I had the correct year. It was like his last year, I think, that he was going to be in the game, and so I always kept that copy. It's just like I had NHL something where it had Mario Lemieux and Jaromir Jagr and the Penguins, and I would just play that one like all the time because I just didn't want to play as their shitty teams after Jagr left.
That was back in the day, man, where, like you said, there would be like fucking 10 baseball games that came out. It'd be like Ken Griffey Jr. baseball, Sammy Sosa triple play baseball. Like I played the shit out of triple play. It's because it had Sammy Sosa on the cover. I was a Cubs fan. Like, fuck yes.
Did you guys see that Madden documentary on Amazon?
I haven't watched it yet. No, I've heard it was good.
It actually is pretty good. The first episode was really interesting. Like, even my parents, who are like obviously not into video games and stuff, like they were like fairly enthralled by it. I threw it on whenever I was with them at one point. And yeah, some of the early stories, like they basically like strong-armed Sega into making a deal for it because Sega had like somebody else drop out for the one holiday season. So they're just like, by the way, we basically like remade your system and made a game for it when we weren't allowed to. Do you want to sue us or do you want to publish this for the holidays and we'll all make more money? And Sega was just like, oh, okay, yeah, we'll do that.
Damn. Yeah, I've had it recommended to me. I've not checked it out yet though. But yeah, it's now everything just seems the same.
It's made for Madden Ultimate Team and shit, I think is what really ruined it, where they just milk the cows now. Yeah.
And they're making so much fucking money. Like Madden Ultimate Team, MLB The Show, Diamond Dynasty, 2K, My Team stuff. Like they are making so much fucking money off basically getting people to pay a fuck ton so they can get all the cards they want and all that shit so you can play online. They're making so much money. Why would you go to all the efforts of changing a bunch of shit? Why would you reinvent the wheel when you're just making money hand over fist? Like,
if I could make Trump sign like one random executive order, I'd be like, get rid of online gaming, just period. It's brought too many evils into gaming. Make us have couch co-op only again, or couch online, or couch multiplayer, or whatever again.
I'll have to go get new friends, man.
No online gaming. That would be insane.
It would be like a monkey's paw because you lose a lot of good shit, but it also has ruined so much where like they got rid of all the split screen after that. Well, almost all of it. Like there's still a few games that do that. And then like, yeah, there's just all the online monetization and everything that came with it. I'm just like, I just want to wish all that away.
That's the thing. Like I have zero fucking issues in principle with microtransactions and people paying for skins and stuff like that. I might think you're retarded if you want to pay $300 to like make your character look that ridiculous. But ultimately, if there's no like competitive advantage or whatever, then I don't really care. But
yeah, cosmetic shit's fine. Yeah.
It's funny that you say that because the last Fire Emblem game, I bought the version that gets the DLC with it. And the DLC was just, you have this stupid looking blue dog thing suit on, like a white and blue dog suit. And I put it on every single character. So when I'm walking around in the hub world, I just see this blue and white dog and I have no idea which character is unless I go up to him.
Well, it is funny. Vincent mentions the QB vision. Yeah, Madden would for a while would throw in like one random feature every year. And I remember one year it just had rewind, where it was like you literally could just redo the play. So every time I threw an interception, I would rewind audible to a run and make it so that my quarterback could like have 0 interceptions for a season. It'd just be like,
was Madden Vision on the GameCube, is that when you flip the C stick and he was like looking?
Yeah, it had like a cone of vision. And so you would be super inaccurate if you weren't throwing where you were looking.
Right. Yeah.
I think the last year that did that was 10.
They have something in NCAA 26 that is like, it's like a playmaking ability thing where if you're scrambling, you're like on the run and you can, press the character to take control of and move them in a direction. Like if you're doing a scramble drill and like move them open. I basically never fucking use it, but I had to try to do it for some challenge or some stupid thing. But I imagine people are really fucking good at that game are good with it.
I feel like that would be my favorite mechanic in the game because I always liked doing superstar mode and playing the wide receiver and just getting open and changing my route because my quarterback usually sucked.
I'd play the Steelers in like the mid 2010s kind of Maddens whenever Big Ben was kind of known for like breaking sacks and stuff. That was great to play as them because you could just let like 3 guys come through on the pass rush and you would just be like
Shrug them off.
Just like throwing off linebackers. I'm like, it's not completely unrealistic, but also it is kind of funny in the game.
Just holding that fucking ball in his big ass hand,
Oh.
shrugging people off.
One of his best plays is literally an incomplete pass where Terrell Suggs just comes in completely unblocked and he just like holds him off with his arm and then throws the ball with his left hand out of bounds. And they're like, that's an amazing play. I'm like, it's an incomplete pass, but they're right.
Did anybody get a chance, speaking of sports, did anybody get a chance to watch Happy Gilmore 2?
No, is it in the theater or is it online?
It's
or
on
Netflix.
Netflix.
Oh, I don't have Netflix.
I didn't even know that came out till Ryan mentioned it on Friday Night Tights. I was like, oh yeah, forgot about that.
Straight to streaming. It's if I were to tell you that Adam Sandler decided to do a sequel to a movie from 30 years ago, like it's basically exactly what you expect, right? it is
Adam Sandler jokes and people coming in as friends.
It's like the same type of jokes 30 years later. Is as dumb as it fucking was. I found myself chuckling a decent amount. You know what I mean? It's so fucking stupid at times. A lot of kind of recycled jokes from the first one, like intentionally.
Yeah.
A lot of different cameos from people that appeared in the first one in some way, shape, or form. They also did, for the people that weren't there anymore, they gave them appearances as well. Carl Weathers was supposed to have a big role in it until he passed away. But I don't know. It is dumb, and I'm not gonna be like, this movie's fucking great. You have to see it. But if you go in with your expectations as it's a sequel to a movie that was made 30 years ago, I think you'll laugh. I think you'll have fun with it.
Well, Adam Sandler is where my sense of humor came from because I just watched all Adam Sandler movies when I was younger. So that's I'll still quote some of his movies now, and so I'm going to love it no matter what because it's Adam Sandler. But I'll probably be like, man, this is a fucking awful movie. But man, Adam Sandler's funny.
Yeah, you can have a trashy comedy every now and then where it's like, I know this isn't like clever or anything, but I'm still laughing at it. And then I feel like he did miss one great opportunity. I can't be too mad because I didn't think about it until after the movie came out, but throw Tiger Woods in there instead of Bob Barker since Bob Barker's dead, and then like have him fight him and just be like, you sucked after whatever age he, got caught cheating or whatever and only won one more thing, and just like have him beat the shit out of Happy and everything. Like I feel like you could have gotten him for enough money.
Like the best 10 golfers in the world right now are in it. Tiger's not.
Oh.
Well, Tiger has a statue of his head that's in it, but he himself is not in it. But I mean, all the other guys who are like the top 10 in the world right now are in it. And some of them play like major fucking roles.
That's awesome.
So it's more than just a small cameo for a lot of those guys. I thought it was really dumb but funny. So I definitely would say check it out. It's on Netflix. Throw it on. It's certainly not life-changing, but not everything has to be.
Yeah.
Somehow this one has a higher critic score than the first one, I think.
In the 90s, there was a lot of shit for Adam Sandler movies, I feel like, with the critics and stuff. Because I know, I think Waterboy is like a really horribly rated one, which, relatively speaking, I wouldn't say is as good as his other ones in that era, but
I love
still
Waterboy.
I still get some laughs out of it. I still generally like the movie.
The sign, you want me to kill him?
Oh no, we suck again.
As a huge Adam Sandler fan, what's your favorite, Biggles?
What's my favorite Adam Sandler movie? 8 Crazy Nights. I'm not even Jewish, but that's awesome. I sing all the songs like daily. Well, not every single song, but at least one of the songs daily. Usually Technical Foul, just because I think it's hilarious.
There.
Yeah.
We've got Mazid Wazad. What's up, man?
Hi. How you doing? Hello there.
Godzilla is
doing,
killing
bro?
you right behind you. It's atomic
I'm
breath
just
right
trying
in
to
your
figure
head.
out how I get rid of the double sound. There we go.
There you go.
Oh, double sound. That's no good. Oh, you had the stream going still, probably?
I had the stream going and I didn't know the link to get in because, I'm like 4 years younger than Gary, so I'm old as shit. So it's hard for me to figure out technology every now and then.
Well, you look a lot younger than Gary, so clearly you didn't do as many drugs, but
Not quite as many. I think John was saying, looks like Godzilla's about to destroy you right there because your background.
Hey, if you're nice enough to the people that work over at I don't know if I can promote, but FYE, they give you free stuff. It's nice.
There you go. That's fucking awesome. Free shit's always good.
Yeah, God love it.
Oh yeah.
as long as you don't have Funko Pops behind you, I'm fine with whatever merch people want to have behind them.
You know-
the wall of Funko Pops is the lamest thing ever to decorate.
Fortunately, I'm not gay, so I don't have any of those.
I have a handful of them, and pretty much the only ones that I've actually bought were, I think the GameStop had some exclusive Star Wars Expanded Universe characters. At one point, they had like Revan and Malik and stuff like that. So I do think I bought some then. That was about it. I had a couple people send me shit. Somebody sent me the Pride Stormtrooper this year. Like just the fucking rainbow colored Stormtrooper. They're like, this, I know you'll like this. That was good. Yeah, not a big Pop Funko guy. Kind of gay.
Yeah, I don't like them. I get Nendroids, which are from Good Smile. And when someone said they look like a rip-off Funko Pop, when this company has been out since before I was born doing stuff like this, I was like, no. They are not a rip-off Funko Pop. They're the little chibi versions of the characters, and you can actually tell who they are. Unlike a Funko Pop where they're just the creepy, beady little eyes, It's
Yeah,
really
so this is fucking wild. Happy Gilmore, the original one, 63% on Rotten Tomatoes from the critics. Happy Gilmore 2, 65%.
so it's a perfect movie.
Bro,
I
well,
got
like it
That's
cannot
crazy.
fucking compare to the original. And mostly because like Happy Gilmore 2, it is all derivative. Like that's what it is. It's just derivative, right? It's like talking about all the things that happened in the first one, seeing people from the first one, jokes from the first one again with somebody else. Like it is completely derivative, which is okay. But yeah, bro, well, come on. It's not better than the original.
It's wild how similar both of those scores were. Like the audience and the critic one was like almost exactly the same, like for 30 years later.
I'll go bump it up. I'll go create
Happy Gilmore and Waterboy are probably my favorite Adam Sandler movies.
I liked Big Daddy.
Mhm.
That was a good one. And then I feel like there's one more. Billy Madison that I'm forgetting. Yeah.
Billy Madison's great.
Oh yeah.
So Billy Madison would probably be my fifth, because it would be 8 Crazy Nights, and then it would be Waterboy. I'm trying to think of all the Adam Sandler movies now.
All the ones with what's her face that he did the rom-coms.
Drew Barrymore.
Yeah, the ones in Africa, blending blended.
He's
Yeah.
got Wedding Singer. Little Nicky is actually
I was just gonna say Little Nicky. Do you like that one?
Little Nicky is probably one of my favorite ones. And then I like Anger Management over Billy Madison because I think it's hilarious that he's like bullied, so he's like super shy, and then he's like yelling at the flight attendants and all that, and he's like, was the marshal on the list too? He was like, no, he was just having a bad day, so he just tased him.
And that gave us the amazing meme of Jack Nicholson with the.
That's true.
Madison was my favorite. I don't know, that one scene where the guy checking off the list and then he puts his lipstick on. I don't know, that gets me every time.
Oh yeah, when he calls him to apologize. Yeah. Steve Buscemi. Yeah.
That guy is good.
Yeah, Buscemi. The same guys that appear in like all this shit. Buscemi's in this one too, of course.
Rob Schneider in there.
They did, yeah. Rob Schneider was there. What the fuck? Little Nicky, the thing that always I actually don't like that movie very much. But every time I see a fucking Popeyes chicken, like
Popeye's chicken is a shiznit.
I cannot just like Popeyes chicken. Every fucking time I see one, that is in my brain.
It's funny because Little Nicky and the 8 Crazy Nights, I actually like a lot of the stuff in the movie, but I can't stand the voice that he does for either one. Like Little Nicky, the kind of like whispering thing I couldn't stand, and then the voice for the coach guy, the old man in
Whitey?
8 Crazy Nights, it's so high pitched and everything. I'm like, I can barely listen to your comedy because his voice is like shrieking.
Oh, dude, it's so good. I love it.
Oh, somebody
I got-
said Jack and Jill.
Is that the
Worst
Dunkachino
Adam
one?
They said Jack and Jill is bad. That's Adam Sandler's worst movie, the one where he cross dresses as his twin sister.
That
And
is
I have still
fucking
managed.
worst.
I have still managed not to watch it.
Yeah.
It's like
Well,
one of the
Casino.
only Adam
Little
Sandler
girls, right?
movies I haven't seen.
And the only Adam Sandler movies I get to watch nowadays are the Hotel Transylvania movies. Over
Hmm.
and over and over.
See if they
Alright.
like bedtime stories.
Oh,
That
yeah.
one's a fun one for kids.
What do you think of Pixels, Biggles?
It wasn't Jack and Jill bad, but it wasn't
Yeah.
great.
Yeah, I'd say
I
it's-
enjoyed some of the stupidness. So
The thing with what like most of the Adam Sandler movies that came out in the 90s are like they're not I'm not gonna say like they're for fucking 4 or 5-year-olds or whatever, but most of them are like fine for kids. You know what I mean?
like juvenile humor. Yeah, a lot of slapstick and
Yeah, there's not like too much sexual shit in it. There's not too much heavy language in it. Like it's perfectly, even if it's rated PG-13, like whatever 9-10-year-old kid could watch that shit. Like
so
for the most part.
so until college, when if pee in your pants is cool, consider me Miles Davis, right? Until college, when I actually learned who Miles Davis was, I never actually got that joke. I just figured he was someone really cool. Well, his nickname was the King of Cool because he played cool jazz, and I was like, oh, I get it now, because I had a jazz class. So I was like, that
Famous
joke's
trumpet
way-
player.
I was like, that joke's way funnier now. And I played the
Pissing
trumpet
your
at the time,
pants
and
is
I had
cool.
no idea he was.
Yeah. But yeah, go check it out. It's on Netflix. If you got Netflix, turn it on. Don't expect anything mind-blowing, but yeah, go check it out. Has anybody seen Superman and Fantastic Four?
yeah. I've been
I saw Fantastic Four last night.
oh nice.
Nice. Did you see Superman 2?
No.
No.
After seeing what people said about it, I'm not in the market to go see Superman be a little bitch and get thrown around a lot. My Superman's Henry Cavill Superman. That's my Superman. I don't need to see Superman get beat up and then a drunk Supergirl at the end of the movie. I don't need any of that. So I ain't wasting my money on that.
Have you seen the animated Superman series and the other ones tied into it?
Yes.
Seen the animated Superman, yes.
Yeah, that's always been mine. I don't know why I grew up with those, and the movies have not lived up to it so far that have come out in my lifetime. I still, respect the 78 and everything, but yeah, I've only had Superman Returns, Man of Steel, and now this one. It's like, yeah, I don't know. I still just like that one more. But been trying to be topical. I've been playing some Rise of the Silver Surfer for PlayStation 2 lately to tie
Holy
in with
shit, is it fun?
no, they've been horribly lazy movie tie-in game. The Superman Returns game, I played that. I was like, this is possibly the laziest, least tied-in movie video game ever. You literally just beat up random reskin Spider-Man 2 game thugs, and then it plays a clip from the movie about Luthor talking about crystals, and then you do something else completely unrelated to that until they play the next cutscene. It's like, guys, you could have connected the story somewhat. Like, literally the final boss is a hurricane, and then they just play the whole end of the movie with him lifting the island of kryptonite and everything. I'm like, oh, so we're not going to fight Luthor like at all in this entire game, even though the whole plot of the movie is about Luthor.
I totally miss the era of really low effort movie video game adaptations.
Yeah.
I miss that shit, dude, where every fucking movie that came out like had a game that came along with it. Even some TV shows had games.
Yeah.
24, the 24 video game, I fucking loved, dude.
Oh,
And it was shit, but I loved it.
there was
Like,
a 2003 Ninja Turtles game that came out along with that series, and that was like co-op and everything. It was super cool,
Battle
awesome
Nexus?
like combat. Uh,
Ninja
no,
Turtles Battle Nexus. I think that was
I
the
don't.
2003
Okay,
game. On,
it
like,
might have been
PS2 or
called
something.
that. It
think-
might have just been called Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles though. But and then the Lord of the Rings games, of course, were awesome. At least the
Oh,
second
so
and third one.
Yeah.
Like you got some gems in there too, and most of them were pretty lazy and just like beat 'em up kind of. I think they did that like until like 07, 08 ish, and then they started to really fall off with those. They got too
Play the
expensive.
Punisher game with the environmental kills. That was the best.
I've bought that one. I know Star Wars Marvel Purist, who's in the chat, was playing that one for a while. And then Revenge of the Sith game we've of course talked about on here before when Ryan spoiled the fake movie that was never made for all of his friends.
Right.
So
I wish we
Battle
got every
Nexus
scene
was
from
the
that
second-
fucking game.
Oh,
Go ahead, Biggles.
I was going to say Battle Nexus was the second one, so there was a
Hmm.
one right before it. But
The
I
first one
remember
was really
playing Battle
hard.
Nexus.
oh man. I bought a bunch of them at cons and stuff because they're usually pretty cheap. It'll be like X-Men, the movie game. It's like $5. I'm like, oh, okay, yeah. I mean, I still haven't played it, but it's on the shelf. I'll probably just be topical. And when the next X-Men movie comes out, I'll rifle through them.
I think I have X-Men 2, like the video game somewhere.
But yeah, it's Superman Fantastic Four. We've been talking about, which one's going to win at the box office, all this stuff. It turns out they open almost exactly the fucking same. Now we don't have finalized numbers yet, because I think we initially thought Superman was going to open at about 217. It opens to 220. Fantastic Four, as of right now, opens at $218 million worldwide, about 7 million less domestically, 5 million more internationally. Almost exactly the same. I will have to say this, though. I don't think that Fantastic Four is going to have near the hold that Superman does. I think Superman's had a pretty incredible domestic hold that I just don't see Fantastic Four matching that. But I liked Fantastic Four more than I liked Superman. John, you saw both of them, right? What was your takeaway?
Yeah, I mean, Superman, like, the more I've thought about it, actually, the less I've liked it. Whenever I first saw it, I was like, oh, well, that was like a bad individual movie, but it was like better as a setup because I like some of the characters like Guy Gardner and stuff. But like, the more I think about it, I'm just like, no, it's just like, it was literally just like monkeys writing it because it was disjointed and introducing all these crazy ideas, couldn't commit emotionally to any but character, anybody. So yeah, Fantastic Four at least like stays somewhat focused, which I commend it for. Now, I still don't think it's like above average or anything. I think it's like a pretty mediocre movie, if I'm being honest. Just it got like
I give it like a 6. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
to me, mid is 4 through 6. In that area. Superman is like at a 4, 4.5 for me. This one's like a 6. I enjoyed it more than Superman. I felt like the story was much more focused. I still have criticisms like the beginning of the third act when they're trying to discover the way that they're going to escape from Galactus, and it's like a insane technological thing that they're trying to do. They just kind of like throw it out there, and it takes like 3 minutes to get set up for it, and then 1 minute for it to get like all thrown to pieces. That was fucking ridiculous and insane. That was fucking wild. But I did think just structurally and story-wise, it's a better movie. I think it achieves what it's trying to do better than Superman does. And even some of the criticisms I had for Superman, a lot of the things are similar. You've got, you're thrown into a world that has not been established, both of these, because this is disconnected from every other Marvel thing. You're thrown into a world where these characters have been superheroes for 3 or 4 years. They're supposed to be highly respected and everybody loves them. They're getting all the adoration, all of this stuff. Then something happens that turns the people on them and they kind of go through a crisis. Similar like plot points for both of the movies. And I think Fantastic Four did those things better than Superman did. But female Silver Surfer is fucking pointless. and stupid. Sue, little too OP for me, even though Sue Storm is the most powerful Fantastic Four character. Little too fucking OP for me at the end of that. I like Pedro the least of any of the characters, but I think he gave a passable performance for the Reed Richards he was playing at the time. He was very worried about the birth of his child.
So I have a question on the Reed Richards thing. Did they make him stupid, or is he actually the smartest man in the universe?
He's very smart. I mean, he makes up some crazy shit like on the spot. And is able to. I have to say probably like the thing like as far as character and emotion and everything that worked the least for me was how they kind of resolved the whole world turning against them. It's just like Sue just like walks into the middle of a crowd of like 100 people and is like, hey, we're all family, this is my baby, and then like the whole world somehow instantly like forgets about not liking them. They're just like, oh yeah, okay, good point, let's focus on
let's go home, everybody. Let the Fantastic Four do their thing.
It's fine.
Like, that sounds awful.
Yeah, Reed very much is the person that everyone's always looking to figure out the answer and the plan and what to do.
Okay,
Like 1,000%, that is him in the movie. Now, when it comes down to how they decide to try to either get away from Galactus or get Galactus away from them, that was not super smooth. That was not good. But yeah, to me, the movie took itself seriously, which I liked. Less action than I think people will go in expecting. That's the one thing Superman, like, they have way more action in Superman than in this movie, which is one of the reasons I think that it'll just kind of play better for kind of younger audiences and stuff like that. And that's why I think Superman will ultimately have a much better hold than Fantastic Four, even if they open basically exactly the same. But what do you think of Fantastic Four, Mazit Wazad?
So now I don't know if you can tell, but I'm kind of a Fantastic Four fan, right? So speaking from a Fantastic Four fan's perspective, there's a lot of stuff that they nailed, which I love, like the dynamic between Johnny and Ben. That was spot on. That's like straight from the books. I loved every scene with Johnny and Ben just talking shit to each other. Hey, you know what? You go downstairs. No, I'm not going downstairs, but thank you for going. All that shit was great. Reed and Sue, they were really good together. Like you said, Reed was passable. Pedro Pascal was passable as Reed, except I had to see the Pedro Pascal face and his stupid fucking mustache that he couldn't be bothered to shave off. But beyond that, he seemed like Reed Richards, so that was fine too. So all the people that played the parts of the Fantastic Four, I liked that, and I thought they got the family dynamic great. But then you had the female Silver Surfer, which didn't need to be done. I guess they were going for. Are we talking spoilers here? Is that fine?
Yeah, sure. There's not that many people watching. We can do some spoilers.
So I guess they were trying to make some sort of romantic dynamic between the Silver Surfer and Johnny. You didn't need to do that. It didn't even really affect the story. It was really passable. Galactus was amazing. It wasn't. I think many people said this before. There wasn't enough of him in it. He should have been in it much more. But I like the movie. But like you said, it's a meh movie. It's like a 6. I think that rating of 6 is perfect. It was about a 6 for me. My kids really liked it, but they're girls, so they like the female Silver Surfer. The oldest said she's got really pretty eyes, and that's why I like her the most. And I like Sue because she's a girl, and the little one was the same. My little girls love the 2 female characters. But yeah, Sue Storm throwing the Silver Surfer around, yeah, that doesn't happen. That's not a thing that happens. Her holding back Galactus, that's not a thing that happens. So there were things in it. It was like old school movies from like the 90s. Like there were some scenes that were hits, and some scenes that were total misses. So yeah, I liked it, but like you said, it was like a meh movie.
My biggest, I guess my biggest thing for female Silver Surfer was I don't like that they decided to do that. I don't like that they decided to use Shala Ball, who's in like a handful of pages instead of Norrin Rad. It's stupid. But if you're going to do it, then show me why you decided to do it, right? Show me why her being a woman in this is important. And whether they film more of it, like whatever, there wasn't anything there. There was nothing that, because like you said, yeah, Johnny was like, you know, kind of like love struck by her initially, but it doesn't really pay off. Like they don't develop a relationship, nothing. It gets like much more serious that he's just trying to find a way to convince her to help and stop. So if you could have shown me in the plot, hey, look, this is why Silver Surfer is a woman, this is why we used a woman, I still wouldn't have fucking liked it, but at least I could have given it some credit for, okay, you're making a change, you're making that thing. But they didn't do that. It was just kind of purposeless. I did like that Johnny was the one to figure all that shit out and go and talk to her and show her what had happened and try to convince her to come over on their side.
It had really good like set design and everything. That would probably be one of my biggest compliments, is that like they nailed that whole vibe, even down to like Herbie having like the VHS tape that like you press his face and it pops out and stuff.
I did like Herbie. I did like
yeah,
Herbie.
like their ship and everything was pretty coolly designed. There was a lot of little things like the record that was like the recording of stuff, and that sounded retarded, but you know what I mean. It was, you know, you put it on there and he was playing like the cosmic like sound waves and everything. Like it was there was some cool little design ticks there. I don't think it was believable that a stretchy guy, a strong guy, a flame guy, and a force-filled woman were able to police the entire world. That was a bit of a leap at the start, where they're like, there's world peace now. I'm like, can't you just get like a few guys with guns and still kill them? Like,
it is kind of like the world that they exist in is kind of like the futuristic world that people like in the 50s thought would be, right? Like everything would just be perfect and everybody would have all this technology and everything will be great. And everyone, like, that was kind of the world that they were in. You know what I mean? So there's like a lot of naivety from basically everybody, just the way they interact. This kind of, like I said, this pretend world that some people back in the day thought would be in the future because of technology.
I could definitely watch these people play the Fantastic Four again, given that you give me a movie that's good with a good script. But
and make Pedro shave.
Yeah, I like the family shit. Reed is definitely a Mr. We'll say Mr. Fantastic is definitely a toned down Mr. Fantastic. Now again, his powers, his stretching powers, you're maybe not going to be as effective depending on what you might be going up against. But the fact that when Galactus like stretching him out and shit, that hurt him, that shouldn't have been shit for him. You know what I mean? Like for Mr. Fantastic. So it felt like he was a little depowered, like his stretching shit, just not to what we've seen from previous iterations in the books and everything like that. He's certainly getting fucked up a little bit there, but that stretch shouldn't have been enough to...
They don't give the Thing a lot to do either. Like he knocks over some of the pillars in the finale. Like I feel like they needed, maybe Galactus should have like some fodder, not fodder, but maybe like a couple hench people, maybe other heralds for them to fight at the finale or something. He could have,
because he basically, when the trap doesn't work, and then Galactus starts walking, he grabs that oil tanker and fucking flings it around. Johnny lights it up, which is a badass scene.
Yeah, that's cool.
Like to just see Galactus completely on fire in oil, like in petroleum and fucking lit on fire and just completely unbothered by it, strolling through New York is an awesome scene. And then he grabs that big ass crane, like a huge crane thing grabs. And fucking starts whipping that shit around, immediately gets stopped by Galactus and flung into goddamn space. And then Johnny comes back riding him, or giving Thing a ride, I should say. That's pretty much it before he knocks those things down.
It looks like they were trying to go into some of the problems he has with becoming the Thing after being this like good looking pilot. Like they touched on it and then they went nowhere with it. They've done so much more with him.
I'm okay. I was actually kind of okay with the very light touching on that, because this is Ben Grimm, who's been the Thing for 4 years. You know what I mean? So like, I don't know if you're gonna have. I feel like that shit he's already dealt with and been dealing with type of thing. That's how it felt in the movie to me. So I was okay with the kind of light portrayal of that.
in the books,
Yeah.
he had a problem with it for a very, very long time. Like it bothered him because like he's this good, really good looking guy, ex-football player. You know, he like picked up all the girls, and he looks like a big old rock. And he's
There's
sitting
no
there, he's trying to
performance
hit on the little
issues.
Jewish, yeah,
I'm
trying to
always
hit on the
rock
little
hard,
Jewish lady down at
ladies.
the I forget where Jewish people go to worship. But
Synagogue.
he went down there.
Synagogue.
Thank you very much.
I thought that was going to be a plot. I thought he was going to have to.
Yeah,
I thought he was going to have to use that rock polisher to circumcise himself or something.
I'm just picturing the rabbi with the fucking grinders. Oy
Usually I
vey.
suck this off with my teeth. Yeah, something like that. SWA, Fantastic Four, World's Greatest Heroes, the anime show, is my first introduction to the Fantastic Four. There was a comic about Reed's origin at the back that came with the DVD. That's pretty cool.
My first time I think I heard about them was the Spider-Man PS1 game. You go on top of the little 4 building in that, and he's like, "Oh, the Fantastic Four would be great to help, but I think they're off in space or something." I'm just like, and then you collect comic covers in that game, and it'll show like Spider-Man with the Fantastic Four on some of the comics and stuff.
That could have been my first one then too.
Ian H for 5. I'm surprised I didn't hear anyone say anything about his name being Reed Storm. I guess it was inconsequential. Wait, what?
I think that's a joke.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, it was Reed Richards, but I fucking missed that. But we didn't get like a Franklin Richards Storm or anything like that either. It was just Reed Richards, Susan Storm. Overall, I've got plenty of issues with it, especially like kind of the third act. It did give me some scenes I enjoyed, and it actually, I genuinely did care about what was happening to the characters by the end, which is something I can't often say for a Marvel movie nowadays. But in the last battle, the last face-off they have, how it gets resolved, I genuinely I was invested in seeing what happened to them. So, but unfortunately, and for me, it's 6 out of 10 on how anybody else feels around the world. For me, I don't think that that's fucking good enough when this is your big hurrah, the introduction to the Fantastic Four, and your lead into Avengers Doomsday. I just don't think it is. And I don't know how rewatchable it is. And I think it's going to be a huge disappointment for them. Like, not even 600 million, you know? That's what I think.
Yeah, and it didn't really set up like Doom. This is the last one before Doomsday, right?
Yes.
They showed Doom at the end. That's about it.
Yeah. Well, they didn't show his face because Robert Downey Jr. is probably like, "Give me $50 million and I'll show up in your post-credits scene."
They are
Happy's mask didn't look like Iron Man's mask. That's one of my big worries. It's just going to be a Mark II mask.
They are saying that was actually Robert Downey Jr. On set for that. But obviously you don't see his face, so it really doesn't matter. But yeah, I just don't think it's enough because this is a like you do not have to watch a single other piece of Marvel content anytime from anywhere to watch this movie. But at the same time, I also don't think it sets up for anything else.
Which helps them as an individual movie, I feel like, because they were able to focus on those characters and not have to explain a lot of like why this person isn't here and whatnot, or what they've been doing during like the Eternals suffered from that, where they were trying to make something somewhat separate and they try to dismiss it as like, oh, we only interfere when blah, blah, blah. It's like, that doesn't make any sense. Like half the universe disappeared and you didn't interfere, like all that sort of stuff. But, so like I think it was a good decision for this film to be separated, but being the movie right before the biggest team up is a little bit of an odd choice to do that in. So as far as like universally, it probably hurt that a little bit.
Aren't they resetting it?
Go ahead.
I was going to say, aren't they resetting it with like Secret Wars or something? Do we know if they're going to a different planet to do it like they do?
I think that after Secret Wars, the timeline will be reset. Yes. And I think that we're going to have recasts for a lot of characters like Iron Man, like Captain America and stuff like that. We're going to have a new X-Men team. I do think they're going to reset. That's the implication, that they're going to reset a lot post Secret Wars, and Secret Wars will probably be the catalyst for doing that. It's a good excuse. But yeah, I mean, I guess the introduction of Franklin will be important in some way. So you do have that, but in terms of establishing a Doom, in terms of anything else, it was very, what I was, for me, like when this idea gets presented, Fantastic Four facing off against Galactus, leading to Avengers Doomsday, shit, I had ideas like, okay, maybe the Fantastic Four try to fight and lose, and their Earth gets destroyed, and they have to flee their Earth and go to another multiverse and to like ask for help. There's something coming, blah, blah, blah. Or maybe Doom doesn't like the way the Fantastic Four are doing this shit, and we have kind of a villain who like is trying to save the world in Doom, but has like ulterior, like not ulterior motives, but his methods are kind of fucked up and evil and whatever. And maybe they would have to team up, and it's like so many possibilities like that were going through my head. And I would have loved a movie where they fucking lose. Like where Earth gets fucking destroyed. The Fantastic Four's Earth got destroyed and they had to flee. I thought that would have been compelling.
I thought that's what the end of Thunderbolts, or the post credits in Thunderbolts or whatever, was setting up, because it wasn't just like their ship floating basically. So I thought like, oh, maybe they just escaped and it was all destroyed, or maybe like they did a final move against Galactus and everything blows up and sends them into another universe or something. I don't know. It seemed like they didn't connect that in at all. So we'll see.
Not even convinced that is the Fantastic Four in that ship. That could be Doom.
Ah.
This movie in no way got me excited for Doomsday. It made me kind of want to see maybe a Fantastic Four sequel set in this world, because I like this world, the aesthetic and what they had set up. But I don't want to see Doomsday because of it. I definitely don't want to see it because you're going to have characters like Ironheart in it, Captain Black, Falcon America. I don't want to see those people. I don't care about those people. I care about this group. I care about the Fantastic Four, but I know I want to see Doomsday at all. Maybe to see Doom. I want to see Doctor Doom, see what they do. Hope they don't show Robert Downey Jr.'s face too much, because I don't want to see his face. I want to see the Doom mask, but not excited at all for Doomsday.
Wow, you really think Robert Downey's that ugly? You just don't want to see his face. Jeez.
I don't want to see Tony Stark in a Doom outfit.
Yeah.
It's so retarded. This bad casting. When Madden Mickelson was in a forgettable role, you could have thrown him in as Doctor Doom and had a way better Victor Von Doom.
Yeah, I've heard Michael Fassbender was a popular kind of casting for that. Yeah, there's a lot of good actors that could have been that, but they went for the publicity one, kind of.
Well, I think we need to see him. There's no doubt that we're going to see Tony Stark's face at some point, like a decent amount, a lot. However, I do think that I think it should be important for them to show throughout the first decent amount of it, show him in the mask. And then when he takes off the mask, he's all fucked up, right? He is disfigured. And then he finds a way, whether it's through Franklin or some other way, to heal himself from that, right? Then it's a good excuse to get restored and you can see his face. You'd be willing to take the mask off and everything. But I think it's important that they keep him in that mask for quite some time. And then when he does take it off, he's recognizable as Robert Downey Jr., but he looks fucked up. And then he can put it back on for a while until he fixes his shit. But yeah, I think that's a good point. It's like, yeah, I liked a lot of things about this movie, but in no way does it be like, whoa, I can't wait to see Doomsday. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. I think
Superman, I think, was better cast. I think that all the Superman like characters and everything, a lot of them, I really think those are great castings for those characters. Then more so than in this movie. But the story was just fucking all over the place in Superman. Like, the movie sucks. Like, even though there's a lot of ideas that they introduce and concepts that they introduce, and then quickly just fucking move on to the next thing. Like, the movie is like in shambles, I think, for Superman.
Yeah, like I even like Superman's infinitely more frustrating to watch because it's like I can see your ideas. Like you could have pulled this off. You have the actors for it. Sometimes you have the scene for it, but it's only one side or the other of the coin. You either have the setup scene or you have the payoff scene. You never put them together. Like the Jonathan Kent scene is like, or the Pa Kent scene is like great. It's the best scene in the movie. He gives him that speech, but then I think, gee, what's the setup for this? Oh, it was they had one phone call, and I think his only line to him was, "Don't be a stranger, Clark." And it's like, it's so like not led up to, or like it's not an arc at all to lead up to the big emotional speech. It's just like you just throw in the big emotional speech near the end of the movie with the character barely in it before that. It's such a weird choice. It's like they just couldn't stay focused on anything.
I've heard people call it the TikTok Superman.
Kind
where,
of, yeah.
Where everything is like a short for a TikTok, and then it's like next scene, so they can just use it all as shorts and try to promote it that way and see if they can make more money on TikTok than they could.
Yeah, or like, you know, you have YouTube clips. It's like for people to put on social media, they'd be like, are people really gonna say that this movie was bad when this scene was in it? It's like, oh, you don't know how movies work. They're supposed to like progress or have arcs.
And then it's just like some shitty scene.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember people doing that with like Shang-Chi, and they're like, this guy's gonna direct the next what is it, Spider-Man movie? And he's like, and it's showing like some random ring fight. I'm just like, no, please don't.
Yeah. And like for a movie that everyone's being like, it has so much heart in it for Superman. I found Fantastic Four to have more heart than Superman did as a movie. And I think that the family element worked really well in that. And I think they worked well like together. Like you were mentioning the Johnny and Ben stuff. That was great, right? Their entire dynamic. And now I think it'd be interesting to see Pedro as a different Reed Richards, because this Reed Richards is very much from the beginning of the movie in a kind of a hyper anxious, almost desperate, very worried state because of the impending birth of his kid and the worry about my DNA, her DNA that's both fucked up, creating a baby. What's going to happen? Is he going to be okay? Is he going to be normal? Is he going to be healthy? Like he is a father who is desperate to protect his son at all costs. And that's kind of like overwhelming him, obviously. So I think it would have been interesting to not see that and see a more like normal Reed Richards, I guess, that felt so desperate like that. But he's the worst cast in my opinion, certainly. But I think that he gave a passable performance.
Johan Grafud, the guy that played Mr. Fantastic before, he looks more like Reed Richards now than he did back when he played him back in the early 2000s. They should have just got him again. He was great.
Well, maybe it's just because he's on my mind because the whole Superman thing, but I feel like Henry Cavill would have made a good Reed Richards. He's kind of got the authority for it.
I saw some headline that
arms aren't long enough,
that they wanted to cast him as Batman.
They need Wilt Chamberlain to play Reed Richards. He wouldn't even need any special effects. He's got the fucking wingspan.
Biggles, do you say they want Henry Cavill to play Batman?
I said I saw a headline that said they wanted Henry Cavill to play Batman in James Gunn's universe.
But he's already like 40, and yeah, that would just be another Ben Affleck I mean, not that like completely disqualifies you, but like Batman is a lot more. You need a lot more physical acting, I feel like, than Mr. Fantastic is mostly like a scientific and special effects kind of fighting. So you can have older actors for that.
People have been like, I mean, Jensen Ackles voiced Batman several times in the DC animated universe, so he's been a popular pick for a lot of people.
I do Scott Eastwood.
I do think that from a physicality, he could play the role of Batman. A lot of people talk about Alan Ritchson. I like him as an actor. I hate his politics, obviously, but he's great as Jack Reacher. But there's nothing that I've ever seen him do. Like, I think he could play Batman. I don't know if he could play Bruce Wayne. And that is half of the fucking character, right? It's funny you mentioned Ben Affleck because DCU, we get Superman who just became Superman versus a Batman who's been Batman for 20 years. In The Batman, we get a very new Batman who's in year 2, basically. But by the time the Batman 2 comes out, Robert Pattinson is going to be the same age as Ben Affleck was in Batman v Superman. No shit.
Yeah.
It's young Batman.
Yeah, and that's a young Batman. It's really weird.
I'm 40. It's fine.
Because Pattinson's 39. I mean, he's gonna be 41 by the time that shit comes out.
God.
At least.
I feel like
get out of its own way. I swear to God.
I'm thinking of like legacy actors, I guess, but like I feel like Batman, like I don't know how old like Scott Eastwood or Kurt Russell's son. Oh wait, he's already U.S. agent. We're talking DC. But these fucking universes are getting too big. I'm mixing up actors even.
They are like now when you're talking about casting for a Marvel movie, it's like how many people are there that haven't had a role already yet, you know?
Yeah. But I always remember what the fuck is Kurt Russell's son's name? Wyatt Russell. If you guys have never seen Overlord from 2018, he's fucking awesome in that. It's like a World War II sort of sci-fi. I don't even want to reveal any more than that because there's actually like a big twist in the movie that's pretty cool if you see it organically.
Sci-fi world.
Yeah.
He should have been a bigger focal point of Thunderbolts.
Yeah.
Honestly.
He's really good at doing the dark side of things. Like that's why I bring up, and they like kind of just like made him like anything in Marvel these days. It's like instead of making U.S. agent like actually like traumatized or something, they just kind of make him do quippy humor again.
Some of that, and he's just like kind of a shit dad or whatever.
Yeah,
he's just sitting there listening to his kid cry.
There's just not enough time because it's such an ensemble, and they're trying to throw in all these characters they've already had shows for. Yeah, that was a bit of a mess trying to establish anything emotional in that movie too, where it's just like gotta get this in.
That movie, I fucking hated the ending so much because of like, we're all here for you, Bob, like blah blah blah. And I don't think you actually fixed anything. Like that shit is still somewhere inside of him, and he doesn't remember any of this stuff. I would have much preferred an ending where Yelena, much like Natasha, is like, hey, I've done a lot of bad things in my life, but I'm trying to offset that red on my ledger. I've got red on my ledger, and I have to do all these things to make up for it. And if she kind of embraced that, and that's basically the speech that she gave to Bob at the end. Not about we're all here for you, just we're all here for you. It'll just go away. Instead of be like, look, nobody's fucking all good or all bad. The world doesn't work like that. We do good things, we do bad things. But you have to embrace like who you are, so that he could like, he had like Sentry had to truly embrace the void to control him. Right. And then at the end, we do see Sentry, not fucking Bob, who has no memory of any of the fucking things that happened. So you're gonna introduce Sentry. Give me fucking Sentry, bro. His outfit looked awesome.
Yeah.
His outfit looked fucking phenomenal. Did you say something, Biggles?
Yeah. Who's this Bob guy? What
Bob
movie are we on now?
It's from Thunderbolts. It's Sentry.
That's the funniest joke in the movie. His name is Bob.
Yeah.
He is also Bob from Top Gun 2. Yeah.
I also tell you, I haven't even seen any of the trailers for it.
For Thunderbolts, or
yeah.
Well, it came out months ago. So
Darth
Ghostface is here. What's up, Ghostface?
Hey Ryan, it's sorry I'm late. Been trying to finally get on join your member stream now. I haven't been on in a few months, so I really wanted to join the one back in May since it was on Real Star Wars Day.
That's right. We did one on May 25th a couple of months ago. Real Star Wars Day. But yeah, good to have you here, man. I see Biggles say I still know nothing about these movies. You only know
nothing, Jon Snow.
Yeah. Fucking I saw George R.R. Martin giving all his best reviews of TV shows and movies. He reviewed Superman, he reviewed Andor, and it's like all this stuff. I'm like, You fat fucking piece of shit. Stop watching 10 hours of television to give your fucking review. Write your goddamn books, you late sack of shit.
Well, you see, Ryan, I was going to write it, but then I needed to online shop for some more suspenders and order 6 more hoagies from Bob's Subs here. And then I just had a food coma and I fucking fell asleep on my piles of money. It was great.
Like, if he wants to go and watch Superman, that's fine. Andor, bro, it's just like 10 fucking hours, dude. What are you doing?
Dude, I think George R.R. Martin, judging from his books where he's always going on about like women's nipples for like 3 pages and shit, I'm pretty sure he just goons all day now that he has all the money in the world. He goons, then eats, and then falls asleep. And he's like, I should get to that book sometime. Oh, well.
You can tell what George loves. He loves food. He loves nipples. And I think he really loves boats. Whenever there's a fucking boat in A Song of Ice and Fire, my God, every fucking boat has a name and a description and like everything. You can tell the things he really fucking cares about. And when
he also talks about dicks a lot, though.
Yeah,
so.
he probably loves dick too.
I don't know if there's as
George R. R.
many. There's not as many descriptions of dick in it as there is of like specifically nipples.
Yeah.
But
I
yeah,
think of
everyone's
George R. R. Martin. The first thing I think of is that South Park "Wiener, Wiener, Wiener" song.
That was a great episode. Kids, stop scheming against each other in my garden. It's just like,
and then the character who is obviously supposed to be himself, who is Sam, like that has got to be the stand-in, fucking coward, fat piece of shit nerd who can't fight, but is really going to be like the key to saving everything, right? He gives himself the worst dick description. Like Sam,
It's more accurate.
his dick is a fat pink mast. Like, that is the description of Samwell's fucking cock.
I do love whenever he just goes on for 3 pages about some like totally inconsequential character. They're like, Lord Farquaad had honeysuckled ham on his table right next to a stew of duck, and then he had like he'll describe like 3 different vegetables, and then like what kind of beer he's drinking. He's like, it was this minorly spiced beer with a hint of nutmeg in it, good on the lips. It's just like, Jesus, dude, he's gonna die in the next chapter. I don't care.
2 lines later, he died of poison within that nutmeg.
He died of eating too much shit that I just described. He had a heart
Well, that stuff is so good, right? Because it sets the stage for things.
It does. Yeah.
Like is funny as it is, and as much as you can meme on the food descriptions, it also does give you a really good indication of the class of the people that we're talking about, the current situation that they're in, how everyone's feeling about it. So like if they're freaking on the road and they're down to their last bit of hard cheese and dried meat and stuff like that, and they're getting cranky and like upset and shit because people are getting hungry, or like in the same chapter, while you have, you know, a mother whose baby starved to death and they're trying to tell that to the queen, if you then have the queen and a couple of her friends just pigging out on this and crazy, right? Like it gives you just like like just through food descriptions, you can kind of get this indication of the different classes, how they're operating right now and how they feel about each other and shit. So it is
descriptions in general he's really good at, because like Harrenhal and everything, whenever he's first described, like they paint that. I mean, maybe the HBO people just were really good at designing based on this as well, but it's like you really like that's exactly how I pictured it in my head whenever they made it in the show. Like he's very good at painting a description for sure. And yeah, it sort of like feeds into the characters and everything whenever he's describing it like that.
He is fucking fat bitch. Ain't never gonna finish that. Like
She don't have to.
Wins might get done before he dies. Maybe we'll see. There's no way he finishes the last book. So at this point, what's the point? How old is he now? 70 something?
Yeah. Well, and he always took long pauses in between the books because I think the first one was like 92 and then the last one was like 20, the fifth one was 2011. So for a while people were like, oh, it's just a little bit longer than the last one. Like, cause I was reading Dance of Dragons, probably like my second year of college. So it would have been like 2012, 2013. And it was like fairly soon after it had come out, because the show was just getting like really ramped up then, more popular.
Well, but that's the thing though. The thing I guess that we forget about is Feast for Crows and Dance with Dragons was supposed to all be one book that they decided to cut into two because of how ridiculously big it got. So it just had to get edited down to Feast and then edited down to Dance. But, and obviously he wrote a little more and like stuff like that, but so he has not written like a full book in forever. Like, I don't know, man. I just don't see any fucking possibility.
And he used to write other books in between. Now, maybe he's still doing that. I haven't kept up with his whole career and everything, but like, I feel like that his usual excuse was like, well, yeah, I took a couple years off in between the Game of Thrones books because I didn't want to get burnt out. I was, writing this other fantasy novel or some shit. But now it just seems like he's just like, oh yeah, I like cocktail parties and red carpets and shit.
Yeah, so 96 he published Game of Thrones, 98 Clash of Kings, 2000 Storm of Swords.
Oh, okay. So he was pretty rapid fire on those.
And then 2005 Feast for Crows. 2011 Dance with Dragons.
Okay, so it started to get longer with those last two. It went 5 years and then 6 years, and then now it's been, holy shit, like 14 years.
What if Game of Thrones did his ending, and that's why he's like, I'm never finishing this again. Everybody hated it.
I mean, I'm not talking about like any source or anything, just like internet rumors and shit that like some people believe that he's like finished it and he just like doesn't want to do it because he doesn't want to have any backlash from if people don't like it in general. So they're like, oh, he'll release it when he's dead or something.
I like that one. They make that joke on Sport Kings channel all the time. So I'm like, yes, I believe it.
I don't believe it at all. The problem is when you go 14 years, we have all the time to come up with all these ridiculous theories as to why, you know what I mean? My personal belief is that yes, like it's not even I know that a lot of the events that happen in the last season of Game of Thrones also happen in George's story, right? Bran is 100% going to become king. Dany is probably going to burn down King's Landing. Like a lot of these elements that people had problems with. The thing is, I think it would all make way more sense and lead into it better, and a lot of other characters that are around that make more sense. But I do believe that because of the backlash to Game of Thrones season 8 and of those plot points being in there, I think it is a added pressure. So I think that he thinks that if he doesn't knock it out of the park with it, then it's going to like tarnish his legacy. And I think that he thinks that his legacy is less damaged if he just dies and never finishes them than it would be if he put it out and people didn't like it.
Yeah.
And I think, and so I think that that's incredibly like demotivating. And I think he's just okay with never finishing it, which sucks.
Yeah, like the only thing I can remember that's even remotely similar to this, and it's not very similar, so it is kind of funny, but like Samurai Jack had its full seasons in like the early 2000s, and that show had a very clearly defined like this is the final mission, and they never got to it. And then like I think it was 2017 they came back, and as a kid who, you know, I was 92, so I was like 8 years old in 2000, so I was growing up with that shit, and it was a really cool show. It still is. But I was hyped as fuck for that. Whenever they announced that was coming back, it was like at the end they were like recapping it, and then they're like, and now it continues. I'm like, oh shit. I had a complete fucking shill reaction. I was just like,
Greatest
uh,
thing
yeah, and it had some cringe elements. There was like a random romance thrown in that didn't turn out well and stuff. But overall, I mean, like, even if people had their criticisms of it, like, people were happy that it ended. Like, it was just like the fan base is not like hate Genji Tartakovsky forever now because he concluded it not in the ideal way or whatever. Like, in the end, it was a lot of fan service, and it was just kind of like, we actually concluded the story. Good for you.
Ending stories is hard, man. Ending stories is hard, as we've seen often for a lot of different people. You can create a lot of mystery and, you know, pull a lot of threads one way or the other to keep people engaged in throughout like the heart of a story. But if you don't deliver on the ending, people feel like they kind of wasted their fucking time.
So one of my favorite mangas just ended, and there's literally no romance in the show. There's maybe like he wanted to do this because of his childhood friend or whatever, but there's literally no scenes in there where they're like flirting or anything, right? And they ended it, and there was no romantic ending. There was two side characters that got married that I think were in a relationship earlier, that they're like, okay, they're married now, and people were at the wedding, and people are like, this is the most mid-ending later. He didn't even get the girl. I don't want that. And it's an action manga. It has nothing to do with like romance. There's no flirting in it at all. And they're like, yeah, well, he didn't get the girl. And I was like, whatever.
Even the mangas that do have like romantic setups, like Full Metal Alchemist, I'm pretty sure they just like hold hands at the end, like the chick that they've been setting up for the main character like the entire time, and then they show like a photo of them as a family or something. I think in like the end credits.
They're in a relationship.
Yeah. So, you know, they show it, but it's obviously not the focus of like their relationship is, but not like them specifically like being romantic or like kissing and shit. And like even Avatar: The Last Airbender, they have the kiss at the end after Sword of Teeth. So a lot of times it's just like thrown in at the very end. Yeah, Samurai Jack, it was a little bit because it was like they kind of made it a large part of the latter half of the final season rather than just doing that. Like my favorite is still Naruto, where some
random
well, no, the Naruto has a stalker that he marries at the end, but then the one chick that's been obsessed with the character who's been borderline evil the entire time, or just outright evil at certain points. She gets him after like he's literally tried to kill her multiple times throughout the story. It's just like I don't know, all the fucking feminists hate it because they're just like, it's an abusive relationship. Like, I'm like, yeah, I mean, you're kind of right on that one. It is pretty funny that she still gets with him after all that. Like,
well, the funny thing is they use Naruto. They're like, Naruto got the girl, so why can't this person get the girl? And I go, because none of that even matters in this show. That's like not even a focal point of the show.
nah.
Right. And it's like My Hero. I understand why he got the hate for the My Hero thing, because every single interaction between those two characters for the whatever 100 and something chapters that it is, or 200 chapters that it is, because it's more than 35 volumes right now when it finished. And every single thing was flirting, and they're like, this sucks. And he added in an epilogue after the thing. He added an extra chapter after they were done to be like, they're in a relationship now. Okay.
See, that's why I don't watch anime, you know?
Yeah, because Ryan watches anime, or would have watched anime only for the romance in non-romance situations.
Yep.
That's right, exactly. So it's never been for me because of that.
Exactly.
Has this popped up in any of the entertainment talk channels? But does anybody realize that Microsoft Movies stopped selling movies? Does anybody see
Microsoft
that?
movies?
Microsoft
So
has
like
a
their
movie-
digital storefront.
Yeah, they had a digital store where they would sell movies. They just completely stopped selling movies without warning any of their customers or anybody. They no longer sell movies. But you can watch your movies that you bought. But now the big worry for the customer base is, well, how long can we watch the movies? Because if you're just going to stop selling the movies abruptly without telling anybody, what's going to stop you from, I don't know, taking away the library abruptly without
Yeah,
telling
like
anybody?
2 years from now, you're just going to stop all support and the application is going to be gone or whatever.
Yeah.
Well, it sucks with a lot of those storefronts. Whenever rights and shit will change too. Like a lot of people know about the Always Sunny episodes that were taken off of like Amazon and stuff. I had one. It was like one of my favorite movies of all time. Fucking Your Name. I bought it on Amazon, and then later on, Sony came in and was like, "No, we have the rights to all the anime shit." So they put it on their service. So I didn't have it anymore, even though I'd paid for it. And then on top of that, they also changed and edited the fucking movie and like changed the songs to the Japanese versions, even in the English dub. And I was like, because I even watched it on that service, I'm like, this is bullshit. I'm glad I have a fucking Blu-ray of it, because otherwise I wouldn't even be able to watch the version that I like.
It's so hard to find Blu-rays. It's like there's no physical media alternative to the streaming networks that you have out there.
Well,
Thanks.
a lot of people are phasing out Blu-ray production in general. I think Sony's still doing it, and they're doing it for like other people as well. But it's only a matter of time till it's gone. You know, it's just kind of the reality.
I accidentally bought the Blu-ray for one of the Goblin Slayer movie in Dutch, so I can't actually watch it.
I gotta learn Dutch.
The Always Sunny, they've got a lot of like banned episodes.
Dude, it's some of the best episodes too. It was the Lethal Weapon.
The Lethal Weapon.
Yes. Oh my
like,
God.
It's so stupid that they got banned over blackface when the very first episode of Always Sunny, the pilot fucking episode of Always Sunny, they dropped the N-word with a hard R, right? But the blackface episodes get banned and censored. Crazy.
The N-word, nuclear, hard R.
An episode of Community that they removed from platforms because a guy was dressed up as a drow, a dark elf, but they said it was racism. It's a dark elf. It's not even a real thing.
That's fucking wild. Yeah, like the first scene in Always Sunny is they're at the bar and Dee walks in with her friend from acting school. It's the black dude, and they think he's gonna rob the place. Like that's the first sequence, the first scene in that show. Have you watched any of the new episodes, John?
I have not watched any of the news. No.
I watched a couple of them. There's like 4 or 5 of them out now. The first episode you don't even have to fucking watch because it's part of a crossover they did with another show on the network, the Abbott Elementary or whatever.
Oh.
So it's like one of those where you have your characters and the other characters, and it's fucking pointless. You don't need to watch it. You don't need to watch it. But
Pretty funny otherwise, though.
yeah, the second one was good. So I got to get back into it though. I usually watch those I usually let it go a couple weeks and then watch like 2 or 3 of them, just because they're so short. They're 30 fucking minutes. So
Yeah, I've been getting behind on everything. I literally got Death Stranding 2 at launch and still haven't even gotten to it yet because I got on a Medal of Honor marathon and then went into these movie games.
oh, you're not really excited to do a walking simulator? That's
I actually really love the first Death Stranding. Like, I was pretty hyped to get it, but then I'm just like, for whatever reason, it was like, I don't know, July 4th, I wanted to do like the patriotic shit, and that was like right after it had come out. And then I forget, like I still got to finish Expedition 33. There's just like a string of games that are just like kind of took priority. I mean, from what I've heard, it's like that or Expedition 33 is like basically like the game of the year contenders right now for a lot of people. I think there's one other that has come out that like people were saying. I mean, Monster Hunter was pretty hype earlier in the year, but I think it kind of got overshadowed by Expedition.
Which I refuse to play that game because people are like, it's the greatest JRPG ever. And it's not a JRPG.
It's just turn-based is the only reason people say that, because they're fucking retarded. It's like whenever they see 2D animation these days and they're like, it's anime style. I'm like, no, fucking 2D animation existed. Like,
fucking stupid. I still love the review that's like, I've never played a JRPG before, but this is the best one I've ever played. And people like message right there, and they're like, "This isn't a JRPG. You still haven't played one."
It's the most French game ever. How
Yeah, I
could
was
they
gonna say,
possibly?
I thought it was a French company that did it. Yeah.
It is.
It's so fucking like artsy fartsy, like not even a like. I really like the game, but it is incredibly like you can tell it's made by French people. I don't know how. It's just like it's like weirdly
Extend to the
pretentious.
French.
Yeah.
That's crazy. But I have not played. I've heard good things about Expedition 33.
Well, and it's like turn-based, but it also has actiony elements. Like if you time, it's weird because I just played Legend of Dragoon for the first time, which is a game like came out in 2000, and it had some of this where like when you're doing your attacks, if you time something right, you get a little extra boost in Legend of Dragoon. And then like Expedition 33 is like you can either counter or block if the enemy is attacking during their turn, if you like time your thing exactly right. So it's like turn-based, but with a little bit of timing elements, a little bit of actiony elements. So it's a cool blends. Legend of Dragoon is fucking awesome, by the way. For an old pixelated game, I was just playing on like the PlayStation Classics, and I was like, this game's really fucking awesome. This is like epic fantasy, like completely original story, and like aside from the graphics, it still holds up amazingly today.
Turn-based games are awesome. And another reason why I don't want to play that game is the timing thing. Listen, I'm playing a turn-based game, okay? I don't want to pay attention after I click my button, okay? Too much work. Sea of Stars did that, and I think 16 hours into the game or whatever, I'm like, okay, I'm bored of having to click these buttons after. It's starting to get tedious to do all my time rather than just pick my stuff and go.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. I do get that somewhat. Like I played like Final Fantasy VII for the first time a little while ago, and I was like, it is kind of nice just having turn. You can be a little bit more relaxed when you're playing and just be like, I pick my attack. There's nothing I can do after I make my decisions. It's live with the consequences.
Exactly. That's why I love turn-based games, because I got to think.
Yeah, I haven't played too much. I mean, the last turn-based game I played was probably fucking, I guess Pokemon counts, doesn't it?
Oh yeah,
yeah,
that does count. Well, what they're doing with that new Pokemon is with the non-turn based seems fucking wild to me.
Oh, I haven't heard about this one.
But what's it called? Like ZA, Pokemon ZA or whatever that is.
I thought it's basically the same as the Legends Arceus that you played.
From what I had been what I had been told, you're like moving and stuff throughout your combat. So like the combat itself will not be the same. Like you're still moving around and everything in the same way you have in the past couple, like throughout the world. But the combat itself, I believe, is supposed to be, it's not traditional Pokemon turn-based. Like you're moving and doing different attacks and shit. It's not just waiting on somebody else to do something.
Okay.
So I don't know how I feel about that. Ceteri says ZA has anime style combat.
What does that mean?
Yeah, I don't even know what that means. And I play a bunch of...
You guys are fucking anime fans. You should fucking know it.
That's two different things.
I play a bunch of JRPGs that are anime style games, but I can't tell you what the combat system is.
Yeah, anime is like cartoons, and then combat is like a video game thing. So I'm not sure what he means by that. I guess like over the top kind of, yeah, maybe it just means like over the top kind of attacks, like an anime, like a shonen anime. Yeah, for some anime, the like super long ones that do have games, like Naruto has like 4 games that line up and they cover the entire story of the original thing. It's just the Ultimate Ninja Storm. And I always tell anybody, I'm like, you know, you could read the manga, but it's also like a lot of chapters. You could also just play these 4 games and you'll get kind of the basics of the story and a lot of the emotional payoffs, and they're actually really fucking fun to play. So yeah, there's some that have like really good tie-ins like that.
Yeah. But we are coming up on an hour and a half here, guys. I wanted to remind everybody that all the people that are on here are big supporters of mine. We do this stream once every month on this channel. It's on the last Sunday of every month. So is the last Sunday in July. For August, the last Sunday in August is going to be, let me double check, but I think it's August 31st. So we get a whole 5 weeks before the next one. That's going to feel like forever. But
Whoa.
yeah, August 31st will be the next time that this happens. And if you support over on the main channel at the Raging Ryan level 3 level, the top tier supporter over on Patreon, that's how you can come on these streams. But Biggles, why don't you let people know what's going on so they can find you?
Sure. I do a bunch of anime stuff and JRPG games on my channel. And when that new Pokemon game
Like
comes out,
Expedition 33?
yeah, no, I don't play that game. But
He was just trying to trigger you.
I get it. It's okay. But when that new Pokemon game comes out, I probably won't be playing it because I'll be playing the Digimon game. So we'll see. And I also have to beat all the Trail series, and my chat told me I had to play every single one. So I have to go through like 12 or 13 games. So we're working our way through those. And I've been trolling the solo leveling community with my newest short. I said Jin Woo Hoo for the new Kaiju number 8 episode. And I already have people calling me stupid, and my opinion is wrong. And I literally put in my description, obviously, Jinwoo is stronger, but I had to make an aura farming joke. So Jinwoo who? So I've been trolling people. My thing is in the chat. John's is also in the chat. So
Well, there you go. Speaking of John, what do you got going on your channel?
Well, I'm gonna finish up the Silver Surfer game probably tonight, hopefully. And then we're back into Medal of Honor. We're up to Vanguard, which is the fucking airdropping one, which those games are pretty awesome. They're better than like anything the History Channel's put out in like the last 20 years, probably. They actually have really cool intros and like mission sequences and stuff. And then yeah, well, by the time, well, this will probably be before the next stream, but like, yeah, as soon as September hits, I'm getting into the horror games. I got a big backlog of those with Little Nightmares, Resident Evil remakes, all that sort of stuff.
There you go. Hell yeah. Thank you, John. Go check out his channel. Mazit Wazad, I don't think you have, do you make content? You don't have a channel, do you?
I stream on Twitch every now and then. I play with streamers on Twitch, but you'll just see my character running around doing stuff. Otherwise, I'm just on X saying inappropriate things and putting up memes.
There you
It's
go.
pretty
Hey, thanks for
toxic.
coming
I
on,
don't
man.
know.
It's been a while, so good to have you on again. And Darth Ghostface, you got anything going on, man?
Not much, really, though. All I have to say is, hope you all had a good 4th of July for this month, though. And I would like to say rest in peace to where we lost to two legends who we lost this month, Ozzy Osbourne and Hulk Hogan. And fuck anyone who has been celebrating them, dancing on their graves, and slandering them as racists, so on.
Yeah, well, I totally agree with that. R.I.P. to Ozzy and to Hulk. And yeah, a lot of people come out of the woodwork immediately. Oh my gosh, he said a word in private fucking 20 years ago. Nobody fucking cares about that shit.
Yeah. Even though he apologized for that before, but these SJWs, they don't never forgive. That's why you should never apologize to them.
Yep, agreed. So yeah, R.I.P. to Hulk Hogan for sure. But guys, that's it for us. Thanks for a good stream today, and we will be back next month once again. I will be going live in about 2-ish hours or so over on the main channel for the normal Sunday stream. So hope to see a lot of you guys in chat over there as well. So thanks for hanging out, everybody. We'll talk to you later.
bye, everyone.
See ya.